Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 169. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is May 1st, 2024. So I'm sure DVC-Rental has some May basket deals that you want to look out for on their, what's that page called again?
May basket deals.
What's the confirm reservation page? Yeah. That's where you can find the deals.
Yep, just click on the deal, go to DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash, and then just click on the deals button.
May baskets, I don't know if they're still a thing or not.
I don't know, May basket. I don't know what May basket really is.
Wait, you don't know what a May basket is?
No.
Oh my gosh. What are we?
It's an Iowa thing.
I don't know. So the 11th month window from today is April 1st, 2025. That's not an April Fool's. And the 7th month window is December 1st, 2024. And we're going to start, since Scott doesn't know what a May basket is, we're going to start with the buy and sell side of things. And we did ask the question, as a DVC member, how often have you borrowed points? And borrowing points, just to get into it, is, so let's say, you're out there and you're trying to analyze how many points you want to purchase. Be advised that DVC is flexible in the fact that you can bank points and then you can use them in the next year that you bank them to. And you can also borrow points. So if you're short points, you can borrow, 25 points to complete your reservation. So the question was, how often have you borrowed points? 23% of the responses said never, actually.
That's surprising.
Yeah. 12% of the people said once. 43% of the people said 2 to 5 times.
I think that's where I was.
12% of the people said 6 to 10 times. 2% of the people said more than 10 times. And 8% of the people said every time I use my points.
Really?
So
hey, 8% of those people, I think you need more contracts. You're borrowing every single time. How is that possible?
Well, I did read. Basically, when they bought the property, they did buy a resale. And they started out with, they didn't have points or very few points, so they started out borrowing, and they just keep borrowing. They haven't ever skipped a year.
Okay.
So and then Kurt Sugg, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He said, personally, I always want to have to borrow points. It means no wasted points. And that's a good thing, because you don't want to get left over with, you want to have no wasted points. If you can make it through your entire membership with no wasted points.
If only there was a way to not waste your points, like you could rent them out or something like that, though.
But I guess what I'm saying is, like, when you have 4 points,
there's not much.
You can't.
Points.
But you can't help them out.
No. Not with 4 points.
You can help out somebody with 6 points at Hilton Head in January if you can secure that reservation. But that's what he means, is he's trying not to get any wasted points. And then Chris Young, Chris Young.
Yes, I'm familiar with Chris Young.
So he said he's done it 6 to 10 times. That was a guess. And he said banking and borrowing is central to our strategy. The goal, pool points to use within a 12-month window, save money on buying annual passes, then take a year or two away from the parks before we do it again. So from mid-May to 2024 through early May 2025, we'll spend 21 to 24 days in DVC accommodations. At that point, we'll have no points available until points become available from our December 26 use year. Did you listen to that, or I think you were distracted?
I listened to all of it.
Can you answer?
Use year. I've got it all here. We spend 21 to 24 days in DVC accommodations.
I just want to let you know, if you're out there overanalyzing...
I was getting excited about the food review. I was getting it prepped. I'm sorry.
If you're overanalyzing how many points to purchase, I just want to let you know that people do borrow points. It happens. I borrow points mainly because I have 3 different contracts with 3 different use years. So I try to use the points from a certain membership for certain reservations. And like he said, you don't want to have any wasted points. So yes, I've borrowed points. And now we're on to the food review of the week, which must be a good one because he is ready. Wait, is this the brackets?
Come here, I'm gonna eat you. Get in my belly.
Well, I called them brackets last time. Previously I teased about the Great Churro Rankings. We'll call them the Great Churro Rankings. We are here here we are. Today's the day for the churro rankings. We tried 6 different churro flavors. So we tried the basic churro because we needed, the baseline to understand where we were. The cannoli churro, the honey lemon churro, the apple pie churro, the churro with the guava flavored cream cheese, and the lemon cheesecake churro. So the basic churro, the gold standard, I gave a 7.5. Absolutely nothing wrong with the basic churro. And I will say, I think the churros in Disneyland, yes.
Can I just have a timeout real quick? Because I'm unlike the audience, I can't see the screen right now. Are pictures flying up for every time you introduce?
No.
No?
Technically, I have pictures for all the different churros, but I wasn't going to make Ty do too much.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Sorry.
No,
interrupt again.
That's a good question. But actually, shouldn't have. Okay.
Well, you can still do it though.
So the basic churro, I gave a 7.5. Next up, and the most disappointing one so far, was the cannoli churro. I absolutely love cannolis. Do you like cannolis? Or?
Yeah. Because I also see the ending here. It sounds amazing.
But that what it is I love cannolis. I love cannoli filling. There was no cannoli filling on this. They literally just put whipped cream and chocolate chips on it. So that was unbelievably disappointing. However, it's still a really good churro now with whipped cream and chocolate chips. So that goes up to 7.8. So it's still an improvement because you took a churro and you put some extra bonus.
Place right now.
That's in first place right now. But again, disappointed because I really wanted the stupid cannoli on there. Next one up we had was the honey lemon churro. So that the guy put a bunch of honey on it, and then they put some lemon sugar, and it was decent, but it didn't have enough lemon taste. It just tasted like a really, really sweet churro because you're mostly tasting the honey. Very light lemon. 7.9. So not enough lemon on that one, but still, the basic churro is very good. But everything that they put on there, I kind of liked more than the basic churro because I'm so used to basic churro. So having something different was nice. Next up was the apple pie churro. So it had like a little bit of an apple pie topping, not much topping on there, and then it came with a little side of vanilla ice cream. Very tasty as well, nothing wrong with that. 7.9 as well. I scored that the same as the honey lemon churro. Next we had the churro with the guava flavored cream cheese. So essentially, it's cream cheese based, so it's kind of like almost like a cheesecake or almost like a carrot cake. So nice creamy with guava. 8.2. This one also happened to be the softest, freshest churro, which this one was. I think if some of the other ones were on these specific churros, they might even be higher because this one it was so good. It was a basic churro, and you took it, and it was just like bent a little bit, so it was soft. And what they do, I think, I have this mentioned. I'm gonna mention it now. I have it up here. Is that at Disneyland they're making the churros in front of you? Like you order it, and they take like these churros, and they put them on the little grate, and it goes through the oven like in front of you. So everything comes out really fresh and warm, and it's definitely better than Disney World. So.
Yeah, because I had the churro disappointment at downtown Disney.
There's a lot of times they just, you go to any place at Disney here, and they take with churro that's been sitting in a container, and they give you a side, or that's it. They're making them fresh for you, like pretty much every single time. There's a line, and there's a lot of times there's one person taking the orders. There's another lady who's just sitting there popping on churros.
Wait, have you discussed this before? That Disneyland has better churros? Wait,
well, I mentioned. I guess it was maybe like whenever I did the teaser like 2 weeks ago or something. That there's always been a debate that I should say debate. Most people say Disneyland has better churros, and that's like their thing. They know Disneyland has better churros than Walt Disney World.
Well, it's got to be.
They are correct.
They're making them.
They're
fresh.
Absolutely correct. Disneyland has better churros than Disney World.
Oh my gosh, that's the headline of this episode.
Yeah. So not just the basic churro is better because everything is made almost all the time. They're made fresh right in front of you. So that was the churro with guava flavored 8.2. Really, really good because it's like a cream cheese frosting, and you can't go wrong with the cream cheese frosting. Next up, lemon cheesecake churro.
Made fresh.
Made fresh right in front of you. The lemon cheesecake churro was a place. All these churros were purchased either in Disneyland or California Adventure or in Disney they're downtown Disney. The apple pie churro, which was the 7.9, and this lemon cheesecake churro, which was the winner at 8.3, were both in a cart in downtown Disney. So I want to keep saying Disney Springs because that's obviously what we call it here. They're downtown Disney. They had a cart with all the flavored ones, and they had this lemon cheesecake churro, really, really good, 8.3. Delightful. But again, I would get any of these churros again except for the cannoli churro. That one was just not worth it to me. And also basic churro, they charge you, I think it's like $7.25. Anytime you put anything else on here, they charge you like $1.25 to $1.50 depending on the churro. So, to pay the extra $1.50 to have some whipped cream and some chocolate sprinkles on it wasn't worth it. But any of these other ones I would get again because the churros there just were really, really good and crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, warm, fresh made, and then try all these different toppings. I know you're a churro guy. None of them had Nutella on them, as I know you love the Nutella ones, but these were all fantastic.
And did you sit down to eat these, or were you standing?
Standing and or walking, I think, when I ate any of these.
You risked like somebody charging into you and knocking it out of your hand? Because if you weren't aware a couple weeks ago, we found out that Scott was doing a lot of dodging.
You're absolutely correct. I would sit in the back and eat, and my family would form a little V in front of me, like a little arrow to protect me, and just they follow the wedge. So if people were coming, they just bounce off them to each side, and I would stay protected in the back eating my churro. all the churros were absolutely great, and Disneyland definitely does a better churro than Walt Disney.
They're
making them fresh.
Oh my gosh, that should be number one reason people go there. Wait, did you get these for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
No, never. Some of these were early in the morning.
I'm
not a big breakfast guy, but none of them were specifically breakfast. But I was feeling that some of these were 10 a.m. I think some of these were at 10 a.m. And I know for a fact that, which churro was it? I'm trying to think. Is it basic churro? The basic churros we had at the end of the night. No, we had those the first day. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I remember which one it was. I think we had basic churros a couple times. So the basic churros I had at the end of the night as well as we were leaving the park as we were walking through California Adventure, going back to the entrance that goes into Grand Californian. There's a churro cart right there. So we stopped and got a couple of plain basic churros there as well. So we had them at night. We had them in the middle of the day, in the morning. Always good time for a churro.
Now we're on to the DVC-rental side of things.
So I have a couple of the common misconceptions about renting DVC points. The first one was that it's too complicated, and there's some people that believe that renting points involves a complex process. But if you use a company like ours, everything is pretty straightforward, and you don't have to worry about the points values because everything we do in dollar amounts for you. So we have points charts. You can sit there and you're welcome to look at how much a room is per night, per point, but you don't even have to worry about that stuff because again, on our site, we'll quote you in dollars. So it's super straightforward. It's just like you book it through Disney. It'll tell you exactly how much dollar-wise it costs for your room. Another concern is it's not safe. It's over the past several years, it's gotten a little less safe with renting. There's been a lot more people who have been booking from people online, just like on Facebook groups and stuff, and they get scammed. If you go through a legit company, and there are several legit companies out there, if you go through a legit company or maybe a trusted Facebook person, it's definitely safe, but you definitely have to be careful with scammers out there, and they pop up more and more every day, and truthfully, ever since COVID hit, the scammers have gone up a lot. Another misconception is that you need to be a DVC member, which is not true. Anybody can rent DVC points, so that's not a problem there. There are limited resort options. Some assume that when you're renting points, you only have a few resorts, but you have pretty much all of the Walt Disney World deluxe resorts, and plus Alani and Hilton Head and Vero Beach, and you've got the Disneyland Hotel as well as Grand Californian out in Disneyland. So there's lots of choices for you, and they're all the deluxe resorts. The misconception is that there's no flexibility at all. I'm trying to figure out what they put here by this. It says, while booking through DVC can have restrictions, renting points can offer flexibility in terms of booking dates and accommodations depending on availability. There's no blackout dates or anything like that. You know, as long as this room's available, we can book it for you. Or talk about flexibility, even when DVC is sold out, a lot of times, as Jason mentioned, I think it was an episode ago, that on the DVC, on the deals page, it was early this episode, wasn't it? I don't even remember. I'm still stuck in Churro land. With our confirmed reservations, that even if DVC is sold out, we could have availability as well. So there's lots of options, so you don't have to worry about too much flexibility. Another misconception is it's only for longer stays. And while in the past we used to have a minimum rental of like 30 points, so that was like essentially like 3 nights or so. We haven't done that in a couple of years. So, you know, whether you're looking for a 14-night stay or a 1-night stay, you can book rooms with us. So you don't have to, it's not just for long stays. You can do it for as long as you like. Another misconception is you can't get the dining plan or lightning lane. Renting DVC points, lightning lane works the same exact way. You link everything on your My Disney experience. Dining plans, we have to have the DVC member add the dining plan for you. So again, not a big deal. We can do dining plans as well. So all the regular perks that you're used to. It's misconception is it's always cheaper. And while renting DVC points is cheaper probably 95% of the time, you definitely do want to check with Disney, because sometimes, certain times a year or certain rooms, especially in the 1-bedrooms through us, Disney can sometimes be cheaper than us. So you definitely want to do your due diligence, look through Disney, see how much the price is, then come to us and compare. Again, most of the time it will be cheaper, but it's not always the case. Another misconception is that you'll miss out on the Disney perks, like extra magic hours or transportation. Everything, again, is the same. When you're staying on a Disney property, you're staying at deluxe resorts. That means that every day there's extra magic hours that, you know, as a renter, you can use as well, which means the park will be open early or late for people staying in the deluxe resorts. And the last one we had is that misconception with renting points is that it's really only for Disney veterans, that you should really, if you've been 10 times, then consider it. Anybody can rent points. I mean, your first time vacation it makes really no difference. I mean, you know, you don't, if you understand the parks, I mean, that's great, but anybody can rent points. If it's your first trip, this is not that complicated. I wouldn't be scared about it. You know, you don't have to sit there and be a pro at going to Walt Disney World before you start renting points. I understand it's not what you maybe would be accustomed to, where you sit there and you go, I just want to book it through Disney. Look into renting points with us, because again, it can save you a lot of money, and it's really very, very simple. Over the years, a lot of things have become more automated with us, and checking availability online. Like, it used to be very different in the past, and everything is very, very simple, just like the Disney website. So don't have to be a pro. Anybody can rent points, just like anybody can eat churros.
And I want to add that there's no...
I want churro now. I want churro.
There's always going to be people that rent, and there's always going to be owners that need to rent out their points. And in order for the system to work, you need both groups to exist. So I'm not saying that there's like some people say, well, which one's better? Well, there's a lot of factors into that. You know, you got to ask like a bunch of questions, and we're not going to go into that right now. But I mean, if you're a renter, you're always going to find owners that are renting out their points. And then if you're an owner and you need to rent out points, well, how easy is it to rent out my points? Well, guess what? There's always people looking to rent points. I mean, you need to have both sides to come together, and they come together, and it works out well.
Yep, and I will say it's been going very well this year so far. I mean, in past years, typically January, February, March, April is our busiest time of the year, and in years past, I remember like there were times we might have, you know, a list of 40 people like waiting on points, because like we had a run where everybody wanted Polynesian points, and we rented out all of our Poly points or Beach Club. But like right now, I don't think we really have a wait list for pretty much anything. So I mean, like if you want points, yeah, everything is in balance right now. So if you want points, it should be booked. I mean, in case it's a weird scenario, but I mean, otherwise, be booked within like, you know, a half hour, an hour. Like it should be booked very quickly for you, because we've got the points, we've got the confirmed reservations, everything's in balance. So everything is a nice, simple process right now.
And I don't want to bring up, like, I don't know if I'm not supposed to bring this up. So
I don't want to hear about Vero Beach again,
no.
Jason.
I just wanted the audience, you've mentioned in the past, when you've had these food reviews and these events and cruises. So did these churros make your shirts a little tighter, or we all good with the visit? Nothing really changed.
Specifically from the visit, I'm up a few pounds from the visit. But I was up, unfortunately, with the holidays. I put on a little weight over Christmas and New Year's. Like I haven't taken it off yet. Like I've wanted to be exercising, but there's been extenuating circumstances where we haven't been able to exercise as much. So I've put on some weight over the last couple months, and I need to get it off. But after the Disneyland trip, I think I put on like 4 or 5 pounds.
Well, that's nothing. I mean, that's like breakfast.
I was only gone for 6 days. I'm averaging a pound a day. You know, the churros got me, but they were.
The audience wants to know. Plus, you know, because I think you even mentioned to the audience that you got a rowing machine. Is that mentioned?
For Christmas, I did get a row. I remember if we talked about it back in December or so. But I did get a rowing machine for Christmas. I used it a couple times and haven't used it, unfortunately, since then. I need to get back into it. No, it's okay. Just make fun of me. It's cool.
All right. Well, on that note,
hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out our comment button, check out our group, Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC. There's a lot of fun in there going on as well. And you can be part of all this fun as well, making fun of me not exercising.
And is there one person out there who's had churros from both locations that thinks that Disneyland doesn't have the best? Let us know.
Yeah, definitely. And I think
because if they're made fresh, I don't see how they could lose.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go to Disney Springs and hit one of their churro carts after this. I'm getting hungry.
But it's already pre-made.
I know. Because
I was there one time in the morning, and so I thought that I ended up not buying because I'm like, that thing was made last night.
I'm assuming they made it earlier that day. I hope.
I wasn't.
I don't know. We might not assume.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Have a great day.